please stand?
Good morning, staff. Good morning, boys of DPHS, and good morning to our special guests. Right, we're just getting the boys' greeting in the classroom as I hear. Please be seated. Thank you to Amar for ringing the bell and bringing the school to order for our Friends and Founders Day Assembly for 2021. Proudly Prep welcome, as I said, to all today for our virtual online assembly, which will be screened to staff and boys in the classrooms, as well as to the community. I would like to, up front, pay a special welcome to very good friends of our school, to the Buttrey family. And may I start with Mrs. Rose Buttrey, wife and mom, Genevieve, daughter, to Paul, his son, and Finley as nephew. Welcome to the Buttrey family. I also turn and welcome friends to DPHS and Old Boys. And I start with welcoming Mr. and Mrs. Goss. Great to have both of you here. And Mr. Goss, I'm sure it brings back fond memories of your time here at the school. Next to Mr. and Mrs. Goss, I welcome Old Boy, but I welcome Mr. and Mrs. Henry. Mr. Henry is still actively involved in our school. He serves on our school trust, and welcome to you as well, to the Henry family. And seated at the end is our chairman of the school trust, and that is Mr. Craig Simpkins. Welcome to you, sir. In his absence, and he is watching online, I welcome the school chairman of the governing body, Mr. Stefan Tablanche, school governing body members, as well as to parents who will be joining us. There'll be Old Boys, hopefully also observing and respecting today's Friends and Founders Assembly, as there are many proud Old Boys in our community, city, province, country, and around the world that celebrate their involvement at DPHS. We may not all be here in person today, but rest assured that your spirit and sense of belonging for your school prep is still strongly felt here right now. So please enjoy this assembly with us. I now call on Amar Isak for today's reading.
This reading is taken from 1 Corinthians 13, verses 4 to 7. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Here ends today's reading.
Please bow your head for the prayer. We as the DPHS family of staff, boys, parents, all boys and friends, pay our combined respects and acknowledge the blessings that we as a school have enjoyed throughout our 111-year history. We give thanks and appreciation to those many people, past and present, who have invested their time, their wisdom, and their financial input throughout various phases of development to provide these levels of excellence in our educational, extramural programs, as well as in these amazing facilities that we enjoy. We must always be mindful of the combined efforts under your guiding hands that provide for us here at school, so that we never take these privileges for granted. How true our prep call is: from small beginnings, better fortune follows. May we continue to be humble and forever grateful in our celebrations of the present, as we continue to strive and aim for even better fortunes ahead. May our beloved school, our community, our country continue to be blessed in abundance through these challenging times of the coronavirus pandemic. Throughout these days, as well as the many years ahead, so that with your guidance, we one day can look forward to normal functionality. Bless our beloved country and people. We ask this in your blessed name. Amen. I call on all present to please stand. Staff and boys in classrooms to please stand as we now get ready for the singing of the national anthem. And while we are singing the national anthem, I call on our flag raisers today with Uwami Maduna and Tristan Dalvin to come forward. Please come forward, boys, to raise the flags. Please stand. Whilst we are waiting, I will move into the program and we will come back for the singing of the national anthem. Please be seated. You ready? All right, well, you're getting your exercise today. Are you sure you're ready? Ladies and gentlemen, apologies, but we had a slight technical hitch there, and our boys say we're ready. Please stand. be seated. Raise it a bit more. I now call on Mohammed Mujahid Hansa and Max Oliver to come forward to share the history of DPHS. All safely.
The history of our beloved school, DPHS. DPHS is renowned for traditional values and a progressive yet innovative approach towards education. We produce notoriously well-mannered young men with integrity and leadership skills. Our supportive community seeks to balance sport and sportsmanship, academics, culture, and technological relevance in a nurturing environment that fosters mutual respect and understanding. Our history dates all the way back to the year 1910, when the headmaster of DHS, Mr. A.S. Langley, decided that his school required a preparatory section. This was established in the old St. Thomas Church Hall, and Harry Stubbs, the first headmaster, taught the older boys. 3 years later, prep had grown so popular that we had to relocate to our current site in Gordon Road. The school consisted of a school hall, which is now our present-day media center, and 10 classrooms, which we use for our junior primary section. When it opened, there were 150 boys across grades 3 to 8. In 1951, DPHS phased out grade 3, and shortly before 1967, with the growing numbers necessitating the building of a new school hall and additional senior primary classrooms, the grade 8 year was phased out as well. The hall is named after one of Prep's woodwork teachers, who was a staff member here for 57 years, Mr. Morris Wilkinson. Another noteworthy milestone was in 1973, when DPHS and Gordon Road Girls Primary built the Jubilee Pool as a joint venture and shared facility. In 1988, DPHS introduced junior primary classes, and in 1994, we established our reception unit in Clarabelle Road. We celebrated 30 years of success in our junior primary in 2013, with the official opening of the JP Adventure Play area on the Walshaw Field.
Other noteworthy improvements to our school facilities include the building of the music and drama room, the school shop and refreshment center, and the Mkombiseni Zulu functions room, named in memory of the long-standing staff member. The original functions room was where Mrs. Marklu's classroom is now, and that building is 26 years old. This wing of the school was officially opened as part of the 1999 Friends and Founders Day celebrations, and marked the completion of Phase 1 of the Prep Beyond 2000 project, which was a joint collaboration between the school and the DPHS Educational Trust. The second phase of the Prep Beyond 2000 project was completed in 2002, where the Victor Dates Science and Technology Center and 4 new classrooms were officially opened during Friends and Founders Day. The school and Educational Trust then launched a 3-phase initiative to take Prep into our centenary year in 2010. In 2009, we completed the new front entrance, staff room, and administration offices. The DPHS Educational Trust celebrated its 30th anniversary in 2015 and celebrated by upgrading the memorial gate and installing a new stairway onto the Walshaw Field. 2015 also marked the launch of the DPHS school bus service with the purchase of a new school bus. The next phase of the initiative involved extending the Walshaw and Smith fields and the closure and paving of the lane and 10th Avenue. Our new Special Educational Needs Centre provides on-site access for our boys to remedial specialists, speech and language therapists, occupational therapists, and counselling psychologists, and aims to maximise the learning potential of our learners. We look forward to exciting new developments along the 10th Avenue lane in the future. The motto which appears on our school badge means, "From small beginnings, better fortune follows." And as we reflect today on how far we have come and how much we have achieved, then, despite our present circumstances, today in 2021, we can proudly celebrate 111 years of preparing our boys for life.
As you heard in the reading, Dibile Principium Melio Fortuna Sequitur. We carry this Latin motto on our badge. We sing the English meaning in our school song. But has each of us really paid respect to how powerful this motto is, translated in our school call today as, "From small beginnings, better fortune follows." Each person here can acknowledge PREP for the role this 111-year-old institution has impacted and grown us as a person, whether you are a passionate staff member, supportive parent, proud pupil, loyal old boy. Please take a moment now to reflect how you as a partner of PREP and how PREP has helped to mold your dreams and helped you grow as an individual. And I'm sure our grade 7 seated here can think back to their start and where they sit today. As the lines in the school song say, parents and PREP folk can step all the way. Our problems are easy to solve. Your PREP pulse will beat loudly because we as a friend or founder will stand united on the DPHS axis on which we revolve. Said it before, this is not a school, it is a way of life where men are prepared for life, where solid foundations are laid for you to reach your goals in life. You put a PREP man in a crowd, and he will pave and show the way for others to follow. In the land of our PREP past, PREP present, and PREP of the future. Especially to the boys, don't arrive each day through these doors and waste the opportunity that PREP provides for you on a daily basis. And grade 7, I'll say it each year and I'll say it again at the end of the year. Don't arrive at your high schools and allow your PREP spirit to become faint in heart. Don't move further on into life and wait for things to happen. All of us at PREP know that a PREP partner inspires, hunts for success, and fulfills daily tasks with the will. We'll hear just now about one such man who lived just that. So as we celebrate the 111th Friends and Founders Day, when I do call on you later to sing this PREP song, please do so with pride. PREP have always said, I've said to you boys, you may knock a PREP boy down, but you will never knock him out. And I extend that strong belief again today, not only to the boys, but to anybody as a partner and supporter of this great school. These trying times that we're living in have caused much distress, anxiety, and even loss. It will knock us down at times. So I call on every staff member, boy of parent, boy of prep, parent, old boy, friend of our school, to really believe in this saying. Please, prep, let's feel it together. Let's live it together. Let's trust in prep together. And we will go forward even more, even stronger, and even more united, even more proud, as we continue to lead our beloved school. A school of excellence, not only in our city, not only in our province, but in our country and even international recognition. We can so proudly state that it is here at DPHS, at PrEP, where we prepare our boys and our PrEP community for our journey of life. Believe in your school. DPHS does believe in you. DPHS will continue to believe in you. And as I always show, Preppy Bear here represents all of us. It represents those 111 years. So your presence, past, present, and those still to come, will always be with us through Preppy. You'd like to hold Preppy? Sure. We may not all be here today in person, but rest assured that all your spirit, your sense of belonging for your school prep will be strongly felt right here today. You've heard me talk about friends, founders, believers, supporters. And today, we have the honor as DPHS to pay our respects, our combined respects, to such a person. And that is Mr. Howard Buttrey. And that is why the family and friends of Mr. Buttrey are here with us. And I'll read from different extracts that I've found and also from my own input. Anyone who knew Mr. Buttrey will know that it would take something extraordinary and unexpected to take life from this dynamic man. 74 years, he was a real and is force of nature. Always be remembered for his larger-than-life personality and the role he played in the development of companies and his beloved schools, DHS, and most importantly here, DPHS. He was one of a kind, a financial whiz, a visionary, a negotiator, optimist, strategist, explorer, counselor, and a great family man. He gave his talent freely and generously to those who need it. Mr. Buttrey's strength of character and the positive influence he had on his family, his friends, his colleagues, business acquaintances, and the schools that he served were so noted. Yes, you heard me say he had many successes in business, where he also became a group executive chairman at Bell Equipment Ltd. Many might not know that he also became a provincial cricket umpire and was a shareholder in a football club, Maritzburg United. Mr. Buttrey always showed a keen interest in the fortunes of his beloved DPHS and DHS, and he took it on to rally a number of prominent old boys to assist the schools whenever this need arose. Yes, a larger-than-life character, a heart of gold. It's interesting, this year our theme here has been rainbow leaders. Mr. Battery would be that pot of gold at the end of our rainbow. And Mr. Battery's generosity and support is legendary. I and the staff of DPHS, the boys and community of DPHS, do extend our deepest condolences to Mrs. Battery and the family, the loss of their great family man, and at the loss of our great old boy. We all unite today in this wonderful moment to celebrate a true DPHS legend. Please allow me to add some more of my own personal input. I will never forget when I was appointed headmaster to this great school in 2017, 5 years ago. I received the school call, or this call, telephone call, and this is how it went. I answered the phone, and the voice, firm and stern, came across as, Mr. Wilson, Howard Battery, proud DPHS Old Boy, 1955. Congratulations, sir, on your appointment. I am delighted, but I'll be watching you. I'd like to meet you for coffee sometime. I quietly whispered back, Sir, when can I come to your office, Mr. Battery? His reply was, Mr. Wilson, it'll be my honor to come to your office at Prep, which he gracefully did. This legend of a man instructing me that he will be there on Tuesday at 10 o'clock. And at 5 to 10, Mr. Battery was in the reception area. By the end of our initial meeting, he stood up in my office, looked at me, and used a term that I heard him use many a time. He looked at me and he said, Brother, I've enjoyed my visit. I'm here for you and for our school. Call on me, which I did do for advice and guidance over these 5 years. Mr. Battery just kindly supported our school in so many different ways. So it is my turn now, sir, Mr. Battery, to stand here to honor you for that powerful and proudly Prep friendship you gave in your time, your love, and financially to Prep. Brother, Mr. Battery, I raise my Prep cap to you, sir. Long may the Battery Association remain in our school, and I call on the family to please hear that with open arms and warm reception from our school. I know, sir, Mr. Battery, you are still watching me, and you are still proudly watching us. Prep boys, we as Prep will do you proud, sir. Boys of Prep, staff of Prep, Mr. Battery would always loudly applaud DPHS. I'm going to call on us right now, in class and here as boys of Prep, staff of Prep, to please stand. And just like Mr. Battery would always put his hands together for Prep, come on, Prep. Let's show our proud memory, old boy, Mr. Battery, how we applaud him. Here we go. be seated. When we do get ready, just in a minute or two's time, to sing our school song, let's celebrate with that school song today, please, Prep. Mrs. Buttrey and family, we have a certificate here just to show the association will continue and how it began. And thank you to the Trust Office and Mrs. Elliott and the Trust as well, but for getting this information for us. And I think it makes for interesting reading. And it comes from the DPHS Admissions Register. And we had to go back to those years. Mr. Buttrey's admission number was 1095. He entered the school on the 1st of February in 1955. His name, Howard John Buttrey. Home address that was recorded at that time was 702 Essenwood Road. His date of birth we have as 13th of July 1946. His previous school, we'll look at Mr. Henry and Mr. Goss here, Chaddington Private. Standards at DPHS, Standard 2 to Standard 6. You heard how DPHS was a school that went up to those grades in those years. And he left DPHS on the 8th of December 1959. His high school he attended, as per register, was Durban High School. Max Oliver, please come forward. And I'm going to call on Max to do the honours for the school. And we would like, as a school, to pay our respects to the Buttrey family and hand over our presentation to Mrs. Buttrey here. To the Buttrey family. We can still hear our grade 1s and 2s clapping, and that's in true celebration of a great man. So to all present today, thank you for your attendance. It's been wonderful celebrating our Friends and Founders Day Assembly of 2021. And thank you to everybody who's been involved. Thank you, Mrs. Perry, for being our coordinator for the day. Thank you to all the staff involved, all the boys involved who've made today's program work. It has really been a proudly Prep effort, and a day we will fondly remember. And now it is time to celebrate, just like Mr. Buttrey, brother, would have wanted us to. So please stand, and let's proudly celebrate with the school song.
You can take all the hurdles in your stride. So
please remain standing. Thank you to Mrs. Briscoe and the choir and all of you for singing and the beautiful presentation this morning. The music. Oliver Ludwig, please come forward. And I know this is the part you're looking forward to.
Boys are free! From small beginnings!
I'm now going to ask Mrs. Elliott to come forward and escort the guests upstairs. If I can call on the guests present just to join us upstairs for a minute or two, please. And then we will say, enjoy our tea and say our farewells from there. We just stand proudly, please prep, as Mrs. Elliott comes forward to escort. Paul, can I ask you to take those for the family, please?
Sure.